Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
There's a new Home Depot now open on Maurice Avenue in Maspeth. And as home improvement projects go, this is a big one. Use the product locator on our app for an in-store map to find what you need fast. And check out our new pickup lockers. They make online shopping a breeze. Of course, one thing's not new, our everyday low prices. The Home Depot, now open near Maurice Avenue and Long Island Expressway in Maspeth. And always open at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
At Jewelers Mutual, we're a little obsessed with jewelry. Obsessed like auctioneers with talking fast.
50, we're going to fit
pop stars with auto-tune. And dentists with asking questions.
So, how did he propose?
After they've put their hands in your mouth.
Great.
Yes, we've made jewelry our obsession for over 100 years. We love it so much we named our kids Ruby, Amber, and Opal.
Venti soy latte for Opal?
At Jewelers Mutual, we insure jewelry and only jewelry, which is why people who are also obsessed with jewelry trust us with theirs.
Christopher Media, let's make some noise. Welcome to Beer Nuts, a weekly excursion into the world of craft beer, brought to you by MichiganBeerGuide.com. And now, here are the Beer Nuts.
Welcome to Beer Nuts, episode 172. Today we are going to review some summer drinkers. And before I introduce everybody, I'm going to specify exactly what we decided to do for summer drinkers. Last year we did lawnmower beers, so we decided that we're going to celebrate the first day of summer, which is June 20th, right around the corner. And by the time you hear this, it will be here. So welcome summer. Can't get through 2020 fast enough, so glad another season's going by. So we're going to not necessarily review fizzy yellow lagers. That's what we did with lawnmower beers last year. But we're going to go for some more interesting beers like fruited beers, fruitical saisons, wheat beers, etc. So we got 4 thirsty beer nuts with us today. So JR here in Tucson, and the last untapped check-in I had was a mango pineapple imperial smoothie from Untitled Art in Wisconsin. It's a sour Berliner Weiss. It was pretty solid, pretty tasty, pretty fruity, a little bit tart. Perfect for this episode, actually, but that was my last beer on Untapped. So we're going to go a little bit further west and go to Steve V in Los Angeles. Welcome back, Steve.
Hello, everybody. Good to be back. My last Untapped was while I was up visiting up in Napa. I went to Trade Brewery and had their 220 volt. It was a hazy IPA, although they filtered it, so it wasn't very hazy, but it was very delicious. And I had a couple other stuff from that brewery. I had a 110 volt, which was another IPA, and then another one called Mallet, and they had a really good selection. I hope to go back and visit them again.
Awesome. Glad you were able to hit a brewery up. Good stuff. All right, and let's head east to Michigan. We have 2 beer nuts in Michigan. We'll start out with Dugout.
Good evening, everyone. Dugout from Clawson, Michigan, and my last Untapped check-in was Hype East from Transient Artisan Ale, a double dry hopped New England style. Really good. We're seeing some distribution from them lately due to the fact that they haven't, really been open and have a lot of inventory on hand. So it's kind of nice to see it, although some of the prices are beyond gouge. In my opinion, 20-something bucks in a 4-pack when you get it at the brewery for like 13. So, there's always those dirt bags around Detroit.
All right, and then last but certainly not least, welcome back, Greg from Dearborn.
Hey guys, all right, good to be back here. My last Untapped check-in was from St. Errant Brewing Company out of Chicago, Illinois. It was their double dry hopped IPA called Stolen Nova, which is had Mosaic, Vic Secret, Raquel, I believe it is, Raku, whatever. So it was really delicious. Raquel, okay. Beautiful New England style IPA. St. Errant doing some great things over there in Chicago, and was glad to pick it up in a trade. So delicious beer.
All right, some great beers and only making me more and more thirsty. So I believe I'm the only beer nut with 2 selections tonight. And hey, it's happy hour here. We started recording 6 o'clock on the West Coast, but 9 p.m. Eastern time for the East guys. So still kind of that happy hour time for me. So I'm going to have two. So because I'm going to have two, I'm going to go first. But before I go first, I'm going to invite all our listeners to please crack open whatever you're enjoying and enjoy a beer with us. Hopefully a nice summer drinker for this hot weather. Summer's here, and generally people are looking for something a little lighter, maybe a little lower ABV. Again, we did lawnmower beers last year, which are usually fizzy yellow lagers. There are some great lawnmower beers out there, but we're focusing on kind of the other side of things, as I mentioned earlier in the introduction. So let's get into some of these summer drinkers. Cheers, everybody. Enjoy a beer with us. And remember, the motto of our show is to introduce more good people to more good beer. So we're not a bunch of pompous beer snobs. We're beer nuts. So I'm going to introduce my first beer. I have two Arizona beers here. This is a beer I have seen in almost every store that you go to that has any, even the chain grocery has this beer, and I've always been intrigued by it, but never really picked it up to try it until today because it's a perfect example of a summer drinker, and it's kind of a legendary beer because it's very popular in these parts. So I'm excited to try my first one. It is called Big Blue Van, and it's got a picture of a microbus on it. Looks like a VW microbus, but the VW's on there, not on there. It's a picture of two wheat stems and I think some blueberries, because this is a blueberry wheat beer. It's 5.4% ABV. Big Blue Van, blueberry wheat, brewed and canned by College Street Brewhouse, Lake Havasu City, Arizona. And it says cool, crisp, and funky. So let's go ahead. I already poured some in my glass. I'm going to pour the rest of the can out. I got a nice big single at my local Roadrunner Market. I think this is a 16-ounce can. I don't even see the size of it, but who cares? I'm thirsty. I'm going to drink. So I think it's a 16-ounce can. So I just poured it. It's hazy. You can see through it, but it's somewhere about a golden color. Not quite amber, but darker than straw. So it's a nice solid golden color. Nice color to it. It's hazy, but not overly hazy. And it's got a really nice snow white head that is lingering pretty good. It started at about 2 fingers, and now it's down to just a layer over the beer. But looks really nicely constructed. I'm going to take a whiff of the aroma. I can definitely taste some fruit, that blueberry. Don't know if I would pick it out as blueberry without knowing that, but definitely fruit. Almost smells like cherry. But I know better. It's a blueberry, but not really much else. It's mostly the fruit coming out on the aroma. Maybe a touch of malt, maybe a little like graham crackery, bready malt. So let's just take a sip of this. It's I'd say light to medium body, as you would expect from the appearance. Got a really nice flavor. I'm going to just take another swish this around my whole mouth. It's really tasty. Light to medium, easy to drink. I'm definitely tasting the fruit. Definitely like that bready, just like I got on the aroma. Almost like a kind of like a Belgian style, like a Blue Moon type beverage here. But the fruit really sets it apart and adds to it. And I have to say that's exceeded my expectations. My expectations weren't very high. A lot of wheat beers are just kind of like, eh. This is a really tasty, really flavorful, really easy drinker. 5.4%, not too strong. Really a perfect beer for this episode and perfect beer for the Arizona, the dry desert heat here. Definitely going back to the aroma, I definitely am now getting even more now that I have the flavor profile in my mouth and on the nose. It's definitely got a pretty good amount of fruit in this. It's not one of those beers that you don't see it when you look at it. It's not like a different color or anything. It's just a golden color, nice golden color. But yeah, really nice. The head still lingers even after I've taken a few sips. I got a pretty good layer of head on the top and well constructed. Very nice, flavorful. Again, a perfect example of the style for this. I'm very impressed with this. I wasn't expecting to give this more than probably a 3 1/4, and I'd say probably up to about the 3.75 range for my Untapped rating. But And I mean, you can do a lot worse, and now I see why it's so popular. It's a real easy drinker. See if I can find it. Okay, I'm going to read from the can, as I always like to do. At the very top of the can, it says, "Pack it in, pack it out," kind of on that microbus theme. And it says, "A groovy American-style wheat beer infused with the far-out flavors of blueberry and vanilla." Ah, vanilla, that's where I was getting that. So when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, grab a big blue van and ask yourself, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? So yeah, great beer. If you're a Grateful Dead fan, the can kind of looks like that psychedelic look. And the, obvious alluding to the VW microbus. So definitely we'll post a picture of this can to Instagram. So if you're listening, take a look at it. It's a really, really cool looking can and a really solid summer drinker. So perfect beer to start off the show. Anybody have any comments? I know probably no one else has ever had this except possibly Steve V, since he's out west.
Well,
Sounds good.
You can't go. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a can quoting Elvis Costello. So.
Oh, I didn't even know that's who it was. So thanks for adding that to it. So yeah, I didn't get the vanilla, but now I know why that vanilla sweetens it off. So it's not the tart blueberry. It's just a real easy. That's what I was kind of expecting. That just tart blueberry, more like a sour or a Gosa, but that vanilla definitely takes care of that and sweetens it up and adds a little sweetness and nice combination, blueberry and vanilla. I'm liking this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who wants to go next? Steve V?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I poured while you were talking. So this week, my selection is from Smog City Brewing Company out in Torrance, California, and it's a white ale. And it's from Alley Wit Love, and the picture is kind of like a Shag, the artist Shag style. It's got a nice little desert scene, probably Palm Springs almost, but little pool action. So it said summer to me. That's all I needed. This beer is I want to say it was a 4.6. Yeah, 4.8 by volume. On the can, it says, from Alley Wit Love, it's a white ale. Our Belgium-inspired white ale is a love letter to the city filled with creative and bold inhabitants. Brewed with wheat, coriander, and orange peel. From Alley Wit Love brings a refreshing balance between citrus and spice to be enjoyed anytime and anywhere. So I enjoy those kind of beers, especially on a hot day. So I poured it already in a glass. Had a decent head, nothing too crazy. Since JR was talking, it kind of dissipated. There's still a little bit left up on the top. It's hazy in color, not completely hazy, not like a complete hazy IPA, but it is not clear at all. Very, very light in color. Almost looks like if you were to pour pineapple juice in with some soda water, and it's kind of has that kind of color to it. Smell of it's very, very light, easy on the nose. You get the spice coming from it right away. Ooh, very, very good. The spice in it's not overbearing. The finish on it's very smooth. Kind of has like a typical white ale, has that very delicate on the tongue, and as it goes down your throat, it's very easy. I'm not getting a whole bunch of citrus to it. I think the spice is very strong. Maybe as it gets a little further down, I don't really get a lot of the orange peel as described with it. But it's but like I said, the spice on it, the coriander is very nice, and it's not overbearing in it. It's just a very light, easy beer to drink. I think it's something that everyone would enjoy. It's very, very neutral. Can't really say it's one direction or the other. It kind of sits well balanced. I would say. But yeah, if someone can get their hands on this out there. Like I said, we'll post pictures of it. Looks refreshing, looks relaxing. Definitely something you'd want to have by the pool and enjoy a lot of these. Like I said, only 4.8, so you can have one before work. Have a beer before work and
have one before beer. All right.
Yeah, have one before beer and then have one after beer.
That's perfect, man. That's a T-shirt.
Amen. Well, hey, Steve, I have a question for you. I know you said this was from Torrance. I thought I probably hit almost every brewery in Torrance with you the last visit I was there. Is that a brewery that I visited? I don't recognize that one. Is that one that I missed out on?
Smog City? I want to say that was the
last
one.
We were there.
Yeah, that's the last one we went to.
Our last one was the British one.
Oh, yes, okay. I'm sorry, before that one.
Yes, I do remember Smog City, so I didn't hear you say the brewery name. So, yep. Smog City, I believe I had a barley wine because I wasn't driving.
Yes, yeah. I watched you enjoy that very much.
I think I had a barley wine at Yorkshire Square, which was our next stop, too, so because I wasn't driving. And then and the epilogue to that was the stop at, what was it?
Del Taco.
Del Taco.
The late night Del Taco stop, which I regretted the next morning, probably even more than the barley wines, but that's a story for another day. Well, thanks.
Yeah, we can always regret Del Taco.
Amen to that.
Well,
even without barley wines.
I will say that after 2 barley wines and the 2 other breweries we had gone to before that, the Del Taco tasted great when I had it at night, but there was a price to pay the next day.
Oh boy,
as always. But it sure tasted good after those barley wines. All right, thank you again, Stevie. Great review. I love that Smog City, man. If you ever get to L.A., Torrance isn't that far from the city. I highly recommend. I really had all those breweries you took me to, Steve. Really great brew scene in Torrance.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of good stuff there, and slowly I'm getting the notifications that they're all starting to open up soon. So, excited that things are somewhat getting to normal on that side of the spectrum. But we have to deal with other stuff. So,
yep. We're just all going to have to be patient. But good things are worth waiting for, and there's always curbside pickup. All right,
or shipping to Michigan if anybody wants
to. Yeah, that could be arranged. I'm still waiting for my shipment.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Yeah.
Now that Dugout's sat on all my Coonan stuff, it's too hot to ship now. It's like triple digits here, so I guess we'll just have to wait for the fall for him to send that. That's okay. It's aging in his cellar instead of mine.
If he hasn't drank them all by now, you never know.
Well, that is my concern, but I know that he has access to more Coonan if I have to replace him.
True that.
I got friends.
I haven't dug in a whole lot. I had some of my own too, so there might be a bottle or two that might have escaped. But with Coonan being closed, I think a lot of that beer is still sitting there. And I think they sold out of everything. So anything I might have taken, I think I can still replace. So if not,
no worries. No worries, it'll get there. Like I said,
so.
no rush to ship it now because I don't want you to send it in this heat. It's only going to get hotter.
We'll
just wait till September.
It's safely stored in my root cellar in the basement.
No worries. Good things are worth waiting for. So who wants to go next in Michigan?
Well,
go ahead, Doug.
I can go.
All right.
So what I got today, we've had a variation of this one once before. Greg and I were kind of chatting about it a little bit, and I think it was Christopher had one, and it's from our friends over at Bee Nectar, and they make meads and ciders and beers, and a lot of their meads are very approachable and slightly carbonated. And this one happens to be called Blue. Well, it was called Blue Lemonade. They crossed out Blue and put New Wave. So New Wave Lemonade. And on the side of the label says, you were working as a maker in the meadery when I met you. So that's a reference to an 80s song. Don't.
I know
you
that
want
one.
me. Yeah, who's that? Anyways, we'll keep moving. I'm not going to say.
I think it's Human League.
Human League. That's it.
Good call.
So this one's coming in at 6.1%. It's a mead with blueberry and lemon added to it. And it's got quite the colorful label, and the guy's kind of new waved out. It's like a bug or a fly with some crazy new wave stuff on. So it pours like it's almost an off pink reddish color, which must be the combination of the blueberry and the lemonade that's added to it. And it poured like there's a nice fizz on the top, so some good carbonation. The nose is some beautiful fruit. You know, you get some really nice blueberry, and then some pretty strong hints of lemon in it as well. It's the taste is it's actually really nice. It tastes like a really nice lemonade. You don't really taste any of the fermentation processes in it. So pretty dangerous, if you will. Even at 6%, you can put a few of these down. There's some acidity to it, obviously, with lemonade. But it seems to be kind of balanced out in the sweetness with the blueberry. It's really, really tasty. It's super tasty. I enjoy this. You really get a nice hint of the honey and the mead. And it's I mean, it begs for hot weather. That's for sure. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are kind of turned off by sweet drinks in summertime, but I'm kind of the opposite. I like sweet stuff in the summer. And this certainly fits the bill. It's a 500 milliliter bottle. So and I think it was priced right about between $5 and $6. So really not a bad deal for what you're getting. I love Bee Nectar stuff. I like that they do what they do, and they're not like anybody else. You know, they have fun names for things. They have fun graphics, but really, you know, some of the stuff they've come up with, you know, like their Zombie Killer and drinks like that are just, nobody else does anything like that. They just really stand out on their own. And they're in Ferndale, Michigan, so not far from the house. I think they've got quite a few things out right now. I might be taking a spin over there this weekend and pick up a few items. I saw some interesting meads that they had. So, but hats off to them, man. They do a great job as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed.
Stuff like this, this is just made for summer right here.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad that you had a session mead, because that's what the carbonated lower ABV meads are called. More and more meaderies are producing session meads. You guys know that I have a prior relationship doing some work for Melavino Meadery. Shout out to Sergio Matella, also president of the American Mead Makers Association. He does a mead bar at his meadery in Jersey. I'm not sure if they're open with the COVID stuff going on, but I believe, you know, he's been canning session meads. I know I've purchased a couple cans of Superstition session meads. But Bee Nectar clearly paved the way for this whole category of session meads, you know, carbonated, lower ABV options. And, you know, I think the one that Chris reviewed was Kill All the Golfers, which is like an Arnold Palmer inspired.
Kind of the Arnold Palmer.
Yep.
The Arnold Palmer lemonade, their take on it.
And I think Zombie Killer is their most popular. That's what I think I got cherry in it.
That's cherry, yep.
And, man, I mean, they are really, really tasty libations. So
I think what I really enjoy most about them is that they can take something acidic like lemon and make it drinkable so that it's not just grinding out your stomach. A lot of session meads that I've had, and almost to the most session meads I've had, have been highly acidic, to the point of where you need like a roll of Tums just before you get started, and just chew them, you know, the whole time you're drinking it. I don't find that with these guys, and they're using fairly acidic materials, so they definitely have a nice way of working balance into their drinks, and it's outstanding.
Yep, yeah, definitely. Kudos to Bee Nectar. You know, one of the premier meaderies in the country, and certainly the pioneers of this session mead category, in my opinion. Well, really, all of these are winners. All their stuff's tasty, and look it up, man. And if they don't have bee nectar where you're at, look for other session meads, maybe some local. I know that there's a couple other brands here, and their names escape me here, available in Arizona, but reach out for something different next time. If you haven't had a session mead, you might be really pleasantly surprised. I'm guessing you will.
Superstition,
definitely. I had a can of a Superstition mead a couple of weeks ago. I saw it at the store, and I just grabbed it, and it was really tasty. So,
yeah, I think you'd be surprised at the amount of distribution they have nationally. I don't know that they're all 50 states, but they've got quite a few.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bee Nectar's available in Arizona. I think Total Wine has it. So they have pretty good distribution.
ChristopherMedia.net.
There's a new Home Depot now open on Maurice Avenue in Maspeth. And as home improvement projects go, this is a big one. Use the product locator on our app for an in-store map to find what you need fast. And check out our new pickup lockers. They make online shopping a breeze. Of course, one thing's not new, our everyday low prices. The Home Depot, now open near Maurice Avenue and Long Island Expressway in Maspeth, and always open at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. There's a new Home Depot now open on Maurice Avenue in Maspeth, and as home improvement projects go, this is a big one. Use the product locator on our app for an in-store map to find what you need fast, and check out our new pickup lockers. They make online shopping a breeze. Of course, one thing's not new, our everyday low prices. The Home Depot, now open near Maurice Avenue and Long Island Expressway in Maspeth, and always open at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. There's a new Home Depot now open on Maurice Avenue in Maspeth, and as home improvement projects go, this is a big one. Use the product locator on our app for an in-store map to find what you need fast, and check out our new pickup lockers. They make online shopping a breeze. Of course, one thing's not new, our everyday low prices. The Home Depot, now open near Maurice Avenue and Long Island Expressway in Maspeth, and always open at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
ChristopherMedia.net.
All right, let's move on to Greg.
My turn. All right. Am I thirsty. Listen, you guys, I'm ready to enjoy this beer. We should have almost named this the blueberry episode because much like John and now Doug, I also have a blueberry lemonade Goza here from Witch's Hat Brewing Company. This is obviously it's a sour wheat ale brewed with blueberries, lemon zest, and salt. Comes in 4.8%, 12-ounce can. Witch's Hat is out of Southline, Michigan. And this is one of these beers that I've been seeing a lot of people check in last maybe couple of years, and just like the reviews have been great, and it's like, oh, this is a great beer. This is great for summer. So I finally was able to pick it up maybe a week ago or two, and finally get to try it here. So pouring in the glass here, I mean it is like a cranberry juice, like reddish hue, purple in there a little bit. When she poured out, the head was compact bubbles with a little bit of a purplish blue tinge to it. Just gorgeous looking beer. Certainly one that, especially now that we're in the 80s and 90s around here in Michigan, this would be a killer beer to be sitting out on the deck or, grilling or just chilling with somebody, 6 feet apart, of course, and just, taking it all in and enjoying it. So the color is on point for my standards. So let's see what the smell produces here. Blueberries, cherries, you get a little bit of that lemon zest, maybe just a tinge of saltiness as well. But I mean, this is just, to me, this is like a brunch type juice or something like that you would get at a nice restaurant. So looks good, smells good. Let's see what she tastes like. Oh yeah, that's a summer drinker right there. Just goes down easy, very fruity. A little bit of sweetness and tartness as well. I said earlier, it kind of looked like cranberry juice, but kind of gives off like a little cranberry juice vibe taste to it as well. Kind of acidic, like cherry, cranberry with that blueberry as well. But this is killer, guys. This is the one, like I said, sitting outside, nice warm day, you can just crush a whole 4-pack of these in no time. So Witch's Hat just putting out some good stuff. I know they do some really good IPAs and their stouts as well, but they should be keeping this on rotation all the time. And I picked it up. I think I picked it up at a place out in Livonia called ABC Tobacco and Liquor, and it was a 4-pack. And it was, I don't remember the price, but it wasn't too bad. But definitely a delicious beer here in Michigan for everybody to check out. So great job, Witch's Hat. I don't know if anybody else has tried this yet. I know Steve probably not, but Doug and JR, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely recommend it to everybody.
No, I'm going to have to check that out. We're seeing a lot of distribution of beers that we normally don't see so often, just because people have the excess inventory and need a way to get them out and before they get old and aren't so tasty. So it's kind of interesting to see some of the brands that have been out and about and partake. I'm, as you guys all know, a huge fan of Transient. Seeing that stuff around in distros, and especially some stuff I've not had from them before. So seeing stuff in distro from them is pretty exciting.
Absolutely. That's probably one positive thing is, we're seeing some good stuff come this way that we normally don't see, and I certainly don't mind. So
yeah, not at all. No.
Yeah, I do miss access to Witch's Hat, but I don't think we'll be seeing it in these parts anytime soon. So, you guys, dug out, you might have to throw a couple Witch's Hat in that box this fall when we mail
that
it down.
box is going to be full, man.
Just tape them to the top. They won't mind.
Right?
Yeah.
They're cans. They'll be fine.
My favorites, they're Vanilla Night Fury.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So I do have another beer, but before then, we want to do the news. Z could not make it tonight due to work obligations. However, he did send me a couple industry articles. Beer Business Daily, June 15th, says craft growth slowing more slowly in the off-premise. It had really skyrocketed when all the bars were closed, but now we're seeing it kind of the growth slow. Couple highlights from the world of beer. Mexican imports went from being up 34 to only up 17, and I believe they're going to be hurting because they were not able to produce beer. They shut the breweries down in Mexico for several weeks because of COVID. Super premiums went from being up 33 to up 16. People are down changing. And most relevant to us is craft went from being up 24 to up 14. So they're slowing down. But here's the good news, and this is no surprise. On-premise beer volumes jumped 77% from the end of the May to the first week of June. As bars are starting to open up, people are really embracing it. There's more draft beer making a comeback after being pretty much non-existent. 66% of beer board measured accounts are open and pouring beer versus just 16% in the week of May 8th through 10th. So what a difference a month makes. Things are starting to reopen. I know there's still hot spots, Arizona being one of them. But, you can still go out and have a beer and social distance and wear a mask. Well, you can't wear a mask while you're drinking, but you get the picture. My family and I actually went to a Red Lobster last week. So things are slowly but surely opening. People are proceeding cautiously, but good to see that finally the on-premise is starting to ramp up again. So the only other news, there's a lot of news about social justice, and there's some articles about that the craft beer business is predominantly white, and there's some racism stuff with that, and breweries doing beers through benefit charities. I'm not going to get too much into that. we're a member of the beer party here. We don't want to get into political, but we can't ignore some of the stuff going on around us. So certainly, it is something that breweries have to address, and the craft beer industry, frankly, as much as they try to be diverse, the simple fact is, I think the statistic in the one article said there's like 85% of craft beer drinkers are Caucasian. So maybe there's some work to do in the diversity end of things. So anyway, that's about all I have for the news. So hopefully Z Beerman can join us again next week. We miss his reports, but thanks for sending the information that we have. And once you're comfortable, everybody's got choices to make. If you're not comfortable going to a bar, continue to support your local breweries by getting takeout or curbside. And once you feel like a little bit more comfortable to go out, you can still go out and with some precautions and enjoy a beer at your local watering hole. But we all have choices to make, and the best advice I have is what I've seen is just be kind to people. Be kind. It's okay if you don't think it's a good time to go out yet, and it's okay if you do. But respect everybody's opinion.
Yeah, JR, that's just it. Be kind to your servers. If the establishment has some rules in place about distancing and wearing masks, follow the rules. There's too much selfishness right now with and too many people being offended by nothing at all. If it's the establishment's policy to protect their servers, to protect their staff, then pay attention, follow the rules. It doesn't cost you anything extra to not be a dick. Yep.
Yeah, great point. I'm glad you brought that up, Doug, because there's probably a lot of servers and bartenders that maybe don't want to be there, but they got to earn a living and they're there to make a buck. If you're not going to go out and treat people with respect, kindness, and not be rude to them, then just stay home. These people are just trying to earn a living. And the other thing is, man, please be generous with your tips. These people are, again, they're put in an uncomfortable position where they may not want to be there, but they got to work, and they're putting on a smile for you and trying to make it work. So work with them and give them a little bit of extra tip if you can do it. So enough said. I think, again, just be kind to people. And you know what? If you read before you go to a brewery, if you read their policies and you don't agree with them, don't go. If you know what the policy is, adhere to it or just decide not to go. So enough said. I'm ready for another beer. So I'm going to go for the grand finale here. This is a beer that I have had before and one that I instantly thought of when this theme came up. So hold on a second. I just rinsed my glass with water, so I have a clean glass for this next beer. So this is a beer, again, that I have enjoyed before. It comes in a 12-ounce can. It is a very popular beer in Arizona. It is called Coffee Kolsch from Huss Brewing Company, and it is a Kolsch-style ale brewed with coffee beans. You're probably thinking, boy, what a bizarre combination. But honestly, this is a really fantastic tasting beer. Next box I send north, if I haven't already sent any of this, I will send some to you guys. You'll be shocked how good this is. So I'm pouring it in the glass. It reminds me of, God, what's the beer? It's an odd side beer, isn't it? The vanilla, isn't there a, help me out, guys.
It's Bean Flicker.
Bean Flicker. It reminds me kind of that. I don't think Bean Flicker is a Kolsch. It's probably a lager. I'm not sure what the base is.
No, Bean Flicker is a blonde ale.
Okay, there you go. So it's similar to that, only this is a... so I'm just going to read the description. This is from Huss Brewing in Tempe, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix, where Arizona State University is. Huss, H-U-S-S Brewing Company. And the description of the beer in the can is our traditional Kolsch-style ale, cold steeped with freshly roasted caramel and hazelnut coffee beans. An amazingly unique brew that drinks like a lager yet packs a delicious coffee punch. Pair this with smoked meats, wild game, lamb chops, soft cheese like Brie or Chevre. Well, I don't know about that, but I'll tell you what. I just poured this, and it's crystal clear, just like a Kolsch. It's got really nice tiny bubbles. The head on this thing disappeared rather quickly. There's just a little ring around the glass of a Snow White head. It's unmistakable coffee on the nose, like big time. It's really, really heavy, aromatic coffee on the aroma. Really, really intense. So I'm going to taste this. Take a taste. Unbelievably delicious how this is. You get a little bit of that hazelnut coffee. I'm almost getting a little vanilla flavor from it. Vanilla, hazelnut. I guess it says roasted caramel. I'm not getting that as much, but amazing. When you look at this thing, it's a very clear, somewhere between straw and golden, kind of light. If you looked at this, it's like a golden clear, you would just think it's just a fizzy yellow something or other. Maybe a little bit darker than yellow, but unbelievable coffee flavor in this. Definitely reminds me of the Bean Flicker. So if you like Bean Flicker, and I can get a 6-pack of this at just about every grocery store, just like the Blue Van. This is really popular, probably because of the desert heat here. This is a nice, easy drinker. Let me see. I think it's 4.7. Did I say? Yeah, 4.7% ABV. Really easy drinker for Arizona, but yet it has tons of really great coffee flavor, loaded with coffee bean goodness. Not thick at all. Matter of fact, lighter mouthfeel than the blueberry beer I had. Unbelievable if you look at the appearance and you know that it's a Kolsch to get this much flavor out of a beer that looks like this way. So, good way to wrap this episode up. Kind of like your after dinner coffee. Only this is a beer you can have 2 or 3 of, no problem, because it's not thick in any way. But loaded with flavor, and I remember the first one of these I had, I was amazed. So I would say it's similar to Bean Flicker, maybe a little bit stronger coffee, but again, it's thin and easy to drink. It's the flavor is there, but it's not. The mouthfeel is super sessionable, super drinkable. I think you've heard enough of my praise of it. I highly recommend this, and I will be happy to send some up north to you guys when it's a little cooler, because a little hot to be shipping beer. We're in triple digits every day now, and I probably will be for the next 60 days. I also wanted to mention one other thing, thinking locally, just a shout out to all the firefighters. We have a big major fire here in the Tucson area. I'm on the south end of the city in Vail, but in the north end of the city, there's the Catalina Mountains, and there's a huge raging fire that's been raging for the better part of 4 or 5 days now. It's called the Bighorn Fire, and there's been a lot of people having to evacuate. Houses are in jeopardy. And just today, the other night on Monday, I went out and got some takeout and could see the top of the mountain look like a volcano with just an orange glow. Well, today I looked up and it looked like there was a mushroom cloud coming out of the mountains, because they've got the fire 40% contained, but I believe it's been about 14,000 acres. So really just wanted to shout out to all the people affected by this, and all the firefighters are fighting 15-hour days, working 15-hour days trying to get a hold on this thing. They're flying airplanes over, dropping fire retardant chemicals. It's just a real big deal in this immediate area. And there's a much larger fire just outside of Phoenix in the Payson area. I don't know the name of that fire, but it's really dry here. And, the fires were certainly the fire in Tucson has been confirmed. It was started by lightning and a thunderstorm. So certainly wasn't a human started fire, but at the end of the day, a fire is a fire. And so enough doom and gloom. Hopefully those firefighters, after 15-hour days, can get one of these coffee Kolsch's in them, or a big blue van, and try to forget the struggles they're going through. those guys really have a tough job working in triple-digit heat trying to put a fire out. God bless them. So that's about it for here. Anybody, any more final thoughts from anybody before we head to Mexico City?
No, sir.
Yep. No.
None for me.
Well, some great beers and a great mead, too. Just a great session mead there, Doug. I'm glad that you included that. And these are a couple staples available in every grocery store in Arizona, the ones that I reviewed. I think you can find those statewide. So, that's one good thing about these summer drinkers. I was able to, I did go to my normal Roadrunner that has a great selection of beer, but any chain grocery store always has some summer drinkers. And I almost, as a joke, was going to buy a Natter Days, the strawberry lemonade natural light offering, which is actually a pretty good, tasty, refreshing summer beer. But there was no way I was buying 12 of those things. If I could have bought a single, maybe I would have done it as a joke. But certainly would rather support with my craft beer my beer dollar going to local crafts like Huss Brewing and College Street Brewhouse. So that's about it. Thanks for joining us again. We'll be back at you with some sour beers next episode. So, as they say in old Mexico City, A-M-M-F.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There's a new Home Depot now open on Maurice Avenue in Maspeth. And as home improvement projects go, this is a big one. Use the product locator on our app for an in-store map to find what you need fast. And check out our new pickup lockers. They make online shopping a breeze. Of course, one thing's not new, our everyday low prices. The Home Depot, now open near Maurice Avenue and Long Island Expressway in Maspeth, and always open at homedepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.